welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover some really cool older toys called Tootsie Toys. These are Tootsie Toys. This is pretty much the entire collection I personally own in my own collection. But these are really cool toys. A lot of people really are not very familiar with these, and they are I would say more of a downsized version of Hot Wheels. These are very small compared to Hot Wheels. About half the size, really. They're not really a micro machine size. They are a little bigger than that. But they are fully die-cast. The only thing that's plastic on these are the wheels. And the wheels are almost kind of like a rubberized kind of plastic, so it's pretty cool. These are all pretty much a single mold type of toy, where the construction of the toy is literally casted in die cast as a single mold. Then the pin portions here on the wheels are created with just a single pin, and then they got the little plastic wheels. I was a big fan of these when I was a kid. I loved these toys because they were very cheap. They were simple to get a hold of, because usually when you bought them, you get anywhere between 3 to maybe 7 per like a little blister card pack, and they're really awesome. As you can see, these have held up pretty well throughout the years too. These are very old toys. They have been around for many years. I want to say these actually started in the late 60s, early 70s. Somebody will probably correct me, but I did have a lot of these when I was a kid. And what I love is the fact that they're actually modeled after real automobiles. And they weren't like sci-fi or anything like that. Even this really strange looking race car, it's actually a real car. These are real vehicles. They don't sadly have any of the names of any of the vehicles or anything underneath. It was always like, it literally would be stamped Tootsie Toy. This one actually does say Jaguar on it, but not all of them did. Some of them would really have like the make and model of it. Like this one here just literally says, let me see here if I can even read it, because it's very difficult to read some of these things. But they are called Tootsie Toys. Like I said, this is a Mercedes-Benz, obviously from the Mercedes logo here. It was really interesting seeing these things. This here would be like an older Dodge from like the 70s. And like I said, solid die cast. They roll pretty well. Some squeak, some don't, depending on what it is. And they actually roll pretty good. They like the little pink one here, how the 5 is actually molded into it to be like a little race car. It's probably like a little Stingray or something. But you can see that the paint doesn't really hold up the best on these, but the detail and the sculpting really does. That's one thing I've noticed about Tootsie Toys. These things tend to last. These are the kind of toy that will get buried in the yard, and many years later you might find it and may have some corrosion, but it wouldn't actually rust away. About the only thing that would really rust on these would be the pins that actually hold the wheels. But that's one crazy thing about these toys. They're really amazing little things. I love these, and I like the fact that they even had a tow truck, and the tow truck works. It's got like a little hook here on the back end, right here. And you just hook a little car to it, and you can actually turn with it, and it doesn't fall off. These are great little display pieces, actually. If you are one of those HO collectors out there that likes to build HO scale model railroads, these are a little bigger than that, but they're pretty ideal, actually, for scale cars. I do like the tanker truck I have here. Is pretty cool. It's not bad. It's got like quite a bit of detail here. Not too much, but just enough. You know, just enough detail. And then you can actually see these repainted in all different colors. I've actually seen this repainted green as like a military tanker truck, which is really cool. But one thing I do notice, and there's one thing that's really, really cool about this old car here in particular. See, it's got the vents there actually on the side. Those are actually different on this side. So there wasn't just one solid mold that was duplicated. It literally was an entire thing. It wasn't like they just did one half and they just made the other half the same. They did not do that. They actually sculpted these. And you can see that there's these little bitty pieces here from back when they actually molded them. These can be pretty sharp sometimes. Like this is just pretty sharp. You can actually cut yourself on that. But I mean, honestly, most kids played with these in their yard, and they're not hard to come by, but sometimes they can be. It really depends. If you're out there one of those kind of die-cast collectors, they are kind of difficult to come across, especially in very good condition. Like, I really like this Jeep. This Jeep's got like a little hook on the back, and you can hold that car behind it just fine. There are little trailers for these. I haven't actually seen any. If I do end up picking up some, I will probably do a update, because I have a car here that actually has a hook on the back, which is kind of funny because you have a car falling apart. And I've also got this little buggy. It's kind of funny because I think this is supposed to be a set of like eyeballs on here, because it was a very like 70s thing to do, and it kind of looks like a little dune buggy. That's cool. And it's got a little hook on the back. I just can't get over how awesome these things are. I do like this truck here. This is very 70s brown. It's got so much detail like molded in this. Like, and what I love about it is this is solid metal, so you don't have to worry about like the detail getting rubbed off, or you know, throughout the years of playing with them. They tend to hold up very well. And I've seen some that haven't lasted the test of time, where maybe the wheels got bent because some kid pushed really hard down on it and it kind of bent the wheels out. But they're really rare to find. They're in like horrible condition. You can normally salvage most of them. Got this crazy little hot rod here. It's got the engine all exposed. That little convertible top there. Looks like he's got like a drum back here. I'm assuming this is probably the fuel tank to it. These things are neat. I like these a lot. And then we got this little one on here. It's got a little rumble seat in the back, which I love that. It looks like something straight out of like a 50s greaser vehicle, which is cool. I like this. And then this one here, it's supposed to be a little Mustang. I do like the fact. And the funny thing is the Mustang actually has a tow rope, which is kind of funny. I do like that. And, you know, these are really interesting. And I really like this Jeep. This Jeep's cool. It's just neat to see a Jeep pickup truck in die-cast form that's old school. And it fits in just fine with these. These are probably one of the coolest things, though, to have when it comes to building large displays and creating like a city world, and then being able to just populate it with little vehicles. These are pretty ideal for that kind of thing, especially if you're into Transformers like I am, and you want like vehicles to be smaller than the robots you have like coming in to attack or whatever. I mean, it's kind of funny because I do have like a plastic little Godzilla here on my desk, and he maybe look like a baby Godzilla, but he's still big enough to like stomp on the vehicles, which is kind of funny. But I mean, it is kind of cool. I do like these. It just really adds to the play value of these toys, because these things last a long time, especially if you can ever get hold of them. And some of you guys out there probably have had a lot of these in your life, and this is like just a portion of what's even available, because I've seen semi trucks train sets, all different kinds of stuff built like this. And these are just amazing little toys. So if you ever see these out in the wild, pick some up. You guys won't regret it. Anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another crazy little review, just going back in time. And I'll see you all later. That's it for now. Bye.